Hello BookTube and welcome to Joe Reads Books, and if you haven't already figured it out, my name is Joe. This is my February wrap up as well as my March TBR, so let's get going. One of the books I read in February of this year was Insurgent by Veronica Roth. This is the second book in the Diversion trilogy. I absolutely loved this book. I've had this book on my bookshelf for about 2.5 years. I never read it. I don't know why. I'm kicking myself for leaving it for so long. The film is coming out later this month and I cannot wait to see the film. This book was amazing and there's a section in this book that I laughed out loud at and got funny looks by people, but I really hope that's actually brought to the screen as well. I did give this book a 5 out of 5 star rating because I could not fault it in so many ways and I just really loved it. Another book I read this month was the 4th book in the Heroes of Olympus series, House of Hades by Rick Riordan. Another book I had on my bookshelf for quite some time. I didn't read it. I was holding off until book 5 was released and things got away from me and I never got hold of reading it. But I finally have read it and I loved it, and I'm really sorry to know that the book 5 is the last book in the Percy Jackson world, but the Norse Gods is coming out soon and I will be devouring that one as well. One of the books I read this month was a book that I did not like and only gave it 1 star, and that was a book with Read with Ben, and that was Bound by Prophecy. And this is a free book on the Kindle, so it's definitely worth to read. You may actually like it. I just didn't. I did buy the 2nd and 3rd book in the series hoping that it was going to be a little different than what it was. But in saying that, this book is very much on the romance side of things and actually counted towards one of my goals this year, which I'm very proud of. And yeah. The last book I read in February of this year was The Gifted. Gifted is probably one of my favourite books so far of this year, and the 2nd book is coming out later this month and I cannot wait to get onto it. I'll also be doing a review, and I keep saying I'm going to be doing a review, but the review will be up next week. I'm just currently reviewing my conclusion of the review, so that will be up soon, and I probably will post a link all over the place, Facebook and Twitter and wherever else. So that is my February wrap up all done and complete. That was my 4 books I read last month. For this month again I have picked 4 books because it seems to be working for me. The first book and current book I am reading is Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. I'm currently 10 chapters away from completing this book and I've only started this book 3 days ago and I'm totally loving it. I really am loving it. Another book I hope to read this month is The Scorch Trials by James Dashner. This is book 2 in the Maze Runner series. I loved The Maze Runner. I read The Maze Runner September of last year and loved it, and I'm currently hoping this is going to do the same for me. I also read Eye of Mines, which is another James Dashner book, and I love that as well, so it is looking good for this one too. So another book I'm hoping to read this month is also a Read with Ben book, and this is The Rest Falls Away by Colleen Gleason. This is actually available for free on the Kindle, and there is 4 other books in the series as far as I believe. This book is again one of my goal set books. It is a historical vampire book, 2 genres I have never read before, as I am neither a historical or vampire fan. But it sounds pretty interesting and I've only read 1 chapter of it so far, but it looks promising, so it might actually be pretty good. The last book I hope to read this month is a middle school novel, and this is Charlotte Tweed and the School for Orphaned Dragons. This is also a free download on the Kindle, and I read that it was very similar to Harry Potter, but I don't really mind that being the case because it's only going to be a wind down for the month. So, okay, that is my March TBR done and completed, as well as my February wrap-up completed for this month. And I hope that you are planning to read some books yourselves. If you have read any of the books I have mentioned, or are interested to know more about the books that I have mentioned, I will leave the links below to the GoodReads page. And yeah, so guys, I shall see you all in the next chapter.